Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers Camp 2024 for Dummies. Today, the offense. As a young skiing champion growing up in the German state of Bavaria, Julius Welschof realized that he might be growing up too fast or too much to continue successfully in his sport. He was finding his height to be a problem on the soccer pitch as well. But at the age of 16, Welschof visited a friend of his grandfather's in the United States. That man told Julius that he might fit better on the football pitch and took him to a Jacksonville Jaguars practice. Welschof fell hard for the game. My sister had visited him, explained Welschof, now a 6'6" 5/8", 265-pound undrafted rookie outside linebacker with the Steelers. The guy had a son who was a tennis coach and I used to play tennis back then, too, so I asked if I could stay there for 6 weeks if my parents paid for food and all of that. I wanted to see the world, see the United States, so that's why I went over there. But we were working out and he said, "You're pretty tall and athletic. I think you could play college football." But I was thinking there's no way. When I used to ski and play soccer, I knew you had to start at like 5 years old to be really good at professional sports. I still tried it out because I kind of liked catching balls and running at hoops, so I went back to Germany and joined the club team there. Football suited Welschof perfectly. While he enjoyed tennis and skiing, he loved better the team aspect of soccer. Because you really have to work all 11 together to make it happen, he said. So I liked that about all of this, being together, working out together. Welschof began playing for the Munich Cowboys as a tight end in the local football league, where he would eventually become an all-star defensive end. His size and 4.540 time led to an inquiry into the Premier Players International Club some 4 years later. The group, led by CEO Brandon Collier, accepted Welschof, and his college recruiting process in the States was underway. Every time I came back from an official visit, it was like, all right, I'm going to this school that treated me so nice, Welschof recalled. I didn't know they all were nice. Brandon, with Premier Players International, told me to take my time, take all my visits, and then we could make the decision. I'm glad he was there with me. He knew how everything worked. He said don't rush anything. At first, Welschof committed to Georgia Tech. But then Michigan jumped into the fray. Of course, there was little to no worthwhile tape of the pass rusher, but Michigan just took a chance on his size and speed. Language barrier be damned. I felt lost, yep, Welschof said. Language, I mean, you're learning at school, but being here all by yourself, and football terminologies weren't taught in Germany. We just had practice 2 or 3 times a week, so, definitely, the first year or two, language, technique, size, everything, it was like being thrown in the cold water. It definitely took me a little bit to adjust to that. Watch, Dick LeBeau thanks Kevin Colbert for helping shape 2008 Steelers defense. Kevin Colbert was among those to whom Dick LeBeau dedicated his new book, Legendary, the 2008 Pittsburgh Steelers Defense, The Zone Blitz, and My 6 Decades. Monday, he praised Colbert in person for helping assemble the For the Ages defense that led the Steelers to their 6th Super Bowl title. The two attended an annual gathering of Western Pennsylvania high school football coaches and got to catch up before and after LeBeau spoke to the group. Watch LeBeau get a little emotional as he thanks Colbert, who served as the Steelers' director of football operations and then general manager from 2000 to 2022. It marked the second time that LeBeau has spoken at the event, which is now 10 years old and organized by Bill Priatko, the oldest living Steeler and LeBeau's close friend. LeBeau didn't just attend the gathering because he was in Pittsburgh for the official launch of his book Sunday. LeBeau regularly followed the Pittsburgh area high school teams when he coached for the Steelers. His attachment to high school football never waned, even as he spent 59 years in the NFL as a player and coach. I look at it as a great honor to be among you, LeBeau told the 15 coaches at Grandview Golf Club in East Pittsburgh. I think this is one of the most exceptional and unusual events in the sporting calendar that I've ever been aware of because you guys are recognizing each other for what you have accomplished and done. What the coaches, a mix of active and retired ones, have accomplished is staggering. Among them, they have won 66 WPIAL championships and 25 state championships. The group Monday included retired Woodland Hills coach George Novak. His program served as an NFL pipeline for years, producing players like Hall of Fame D. Jason Taylor, former Steelers S. Ryan Mundy, and Carolina Panthers RB Miles Sanders. Also, there was Jim Render, who won a WPIAL record 404 games and 2 state championships at Upper St. Clair High School. Among the players he coached were former Steelers executive Doug Whaley and former Cowboys LB Sean Lee. LeBeau has an admiration that borders on reverence for high school football because 2 of the biggest influences in his life were Jim Bolas and his older brother. Bolas coached LeBeau at London, Ohio, High School, where he remains an iconic figure. Bob LeBeau coached high school football before becoming a school principal. He was never as happy in his life as the time that he spent coaching football, LeBeau told the coaches. I respect the hell out of you and the job that you do and the job that you've done. Jalen Ramsey amazing. Latest news, Steelers in exchange, Dolphins receiving CB from Rams. The Steelers front office has made a verbal commitment to add name talent to the roster this offseason. But while the Steelers are talking about it, the Miami Dolphins have done it again, as the Los Angeles Rams are making a move on the trade market just before free agency, trading All-Pro cornerback Jalen Ramsey to the Miami Dolphins. The cost? The Rams receive a 2023 third-round pick and tight end Hunter Long. According to NFL Network, the Rams have finalized Ramsey's deal with the Dolphins, while Miami spends a second consecutive offseason preparing. Last spring, its roster was altered by the blockbuster trade of wide receiver Tyreek Hill to the Chiefs, while the Rams, Super Bowl champions 2 seasons ago, are in a rebuild. There were weeks of speculation that Ramsey wanted to be traded, and there were weeks of speculation that the Rams wanted the same. Along with this, there was a buzz, never really acknowledged by Steelers officials, that Steelers might want to get in on this too. Ramsey, the perennial Pro Bowler, took to social media to describe his feelings about the deal. God is so amazing. Ramsey wrote. The Steelers will be looking for more help opposite him. But the Jalen Ramsey sweepstakes are over before it even begins for other potential suitors, and the Miami Dolphins have stepped up once again. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Jalen Ramsey? Leave your opinion in the comments.